Hi, I'm Darnell with Wave Over Recipes, and this is my review of the Dash Mini Waffle Maker. So I'm going to go ahead and get it unboxed and bring you right back. Alright, so let me show you what it comes with here. It's basically the waffle maker and a manual here. The manual has about 10 pages of recipes in it. So you see back in the back of it, it's like recipes and pictures. So it's got some good information to help you. And there's also like even a cooking guide at the end here. So it's like after you get through all the recipes that are on the different pages, it's got like a guide that gives you some more recipes to say, well, use the classic waffle recipe with some other ingredients to make something different. So it's got some good ideas in there. The waffle maker has non-stick removable plates, and they say that they're supposed to help you get a very even cook on your waffle. Now, since it does have non-stick removable plates, I do want to show you from their own website the chemicals that are on this product. And so we'll move on to the power information, and you see that it has a pretty lengthy cord for a mini waffle maker. I mean, you could probably wrap this around a lot of times. It's got like a kind of hinge on the back here that you can use for cord management. And it's a two-prong polarized cord, and the waffle maker is just 350 watts. So it's a very low wattage appliance. You could probably run two of these on the same circuit with no problem. You could use it on the circuit with other things. As long as they're low wattage, it's not going to be a problem. But it's not a high wattage type of cooker, and so that's a good thing. Now I want to talk to you about the dimensions, and they are just 2.8 inches in height, 6.4 inches in width by 5 inches in depth, and it makes 4-inch round waffles. And they mention a caution for you that you should not use cooking spray with this waffle maker. I usually use with a hand pump sprayer like extra light olive oil. Don't confuse that with like extra virgin or other types of olive oil. It has a high smoke point. But they mention that you can use other types of oils in like a brush or like a pump sprayer. You can use something like that. But the sprays that have like an aerosol sprayer from a can, they mention that those have ingredients that can basically stick to the non-stick surface that'll make it hard to clean, and basically they just kind of make a mess. I've used those aerosol sprays in the past, and they're not good for you, and they're not good for the product either. There's no good from them, I've found. So that's why I use a hand pump sprayer with like extra light olive oil, or if you want to use the other oil of your choice that has a high smoke point. But this waffle maker weighs just 1.5 pounds. Now I'm going to go into a lot of in-depth stuff about this waffle maker, and as I do that, I do want to mention, if this video reaches a point that's not to your liking, that there are over 900 other videos here on the channel covering over 100 other types of countertop appliances. And here in this video, there's a timestamps feature, and you can basically go to the time of your choosing. And so we're going to move on to the rest of this review. Okay, so now giving you a closer up view of things, you can see the top of it and how it looks on the sides and the bottom. It's really small in the back. And then just to get a look inside, you see the plates inside there. Just give you a close-up view of that. So it gives you a look around. Now I'm going to do some independent measurements of things. So let's say that I have the top up, and we see how high it goes. Yeah, I'm seeing a little over 7 inches, but under 8 inches there. Now if it's closed, and let's just see the side view here. If I just hold the tape measure on top, we're seeing about 6 inches there, about 6 inches. And the height when it's closed, let's put it over here. Yeah, you see that when it's closed, it's not 3 inches, it's in the 2.5, well, maybe a little under 2.5 inches there. So gives you a view that way. Now just to measure this way here, you see that it is about 5 inches that way. And opening up just to make sure that it is, yes, it's a 4-inch waffle maker. So got full measurements there. Okay, so now we have the Dash next to the Bella Snack and Store waffle maker. Full review of this is also on the channel. It also makes 4-inch waffles. So you see that, the Dash has the big light there in the middle. The Bella has a little smaller light there. The Bella has, for cord management in the back, it has like this extra notch to help hold your cord in that the Dash does not have in its kind of cord management back there. When you open up on the two waffle makers, we see that Dash has a type of a coating on it. The Bella has what they call a ceramic nonstick coating, but ceramic nonstick coating is not like your ceramic pots and stuff. It's just a name for a chemical coating that's nonstick. Okay, so you got one here and you've got one there that is of a different variety, but still, it's both have coatings of their own on top of them. But you see they're both 4-inch waffle makers, and it looks like the Bella might be just a tad higher when you look at the height when they're both open. But I do believe both make 4-inch waffles because I measured this one in your initial review, which you can see, and measured this one here in this review. So that just kind of gives you a look at this, the two beside each other. You can just judge how you feel about how they look. Alright, so now I'm going to get things plugged in. And now that it's plugged in, there's like a really faint light here at the top. I can still touch it. You probably can't see it just yet, but there's a very faint light there at the top that is lit up. And I think, maybe my camera lights and such may make it harder to see, but I can tell that it's lit. And basically with this waffle maker, there's no on-off switch. You're either plugged in and you're cooking waffles, or you're unplugged and you're not cooking waffles. That's the end of it there. There's no switches or any other types of knobs or anything of that sort on the waffle maker. It's just plugged in or not, and that's it. So I'm going to just let it go ahead and warm up here for a while. Alright, now the light just went out. They don't mention anything about having to toss out the initial waffle or anything of that sort, but I do smell the burn off of chemicals on there. So, I'm going to just let it kind of heat for a while to do some more burn off before I do anything else with it. But for now, I'm just going to do some temperature checks here. So, just feeling my hand around here, I'm not feeling any heat at all down on the bottom here as I kind of feel around the bottom. Up here on the top, there's some warmth there on the top. I don't want to really keep my hand there. It's kind of warm. And underneath, yeah, it's kind of warm there too. So it's warm all around. I really don't want to touch it, but the handle is cool. That handle's cool, so that's nice. And so now I've got a thermal imaging camera here. So I'm just doing some thermal imaging checks. And looking at the top, I see that the center is like 140 degrees or so. So it's pretty hot there on the top. You see down there where the plates are, it's much hotter there. Things are really hot. It's like in 300 degree range there where the plates are. But we see, where the heating is on the top. So it is pretty hot all over. And so now I'm going to open things up. Take a look inside. We see inside we were around 400 degrees when I first opened up, or close to 400. So it's over 350, probably near 400 in there, but I'm just going to go ahead and just let it sit here for a while and heat up some more before I do anything further, because I don't want to put any waffle batter or anything in there until things have really burned off really well there. Alright, so I've been letting it preheat for a good long while, but just kind of smelling. Yeah, it's still got some strong chemical smell there. I really want to let that burn off before I start my waffle. I'm just going to put some oil on it. I mean, we'll see if that how that does with it. I'm just going to let that just continue to burn off there and kind of have the oil mixed in there, but I want this to burn off really well before I put any waffle batter in. Alright, so I'm hoping that things have been well burned off by now. I'm not, I guess, smelling anything. Maybe the oil helped tamp the smell down some, but these things have their, you know, their coating and stuff on them. That's how they are. So I've got some almond flour whole wheat waffle batter here, and I'll just flash the recipe on the screen. So I'm going to go ahead and make a waffle here with this. The light is off, so light goes off when it's fully preheated. So I'm just going to open on up and start putting some of the waffle batter in here. Try not to overfill it. These small waffle makers, you know, don't want to overdo it, but at the same time you want to get enough to make a good waffle with. So let's see how we do. Alright, I think I got enough. Basically fill things in. Just going to close up and hope for the best. Alright, now the light was on when I first put the batter in, and it's just gone out. And the light going out is not always a sure indicator of a done waffle, but it's a good time to check if you want. So I'm just going to open up and have a look here. Yeah, I think there's some parts still a little undone there, so I'm just going to close up for a little while longer and give it a little more time because it feels a little too soft in some spots. Alright, so the light came on and went out again, so gave it kind of a double cook. Yeah, I think it's done enough now. Alright, so now I'm going to go ahead and get the waffle off here. See if I can get it out of there. There we go. So here's our completed waffle, just 4 inches, and it feels nice and soft. I mean, it's got a little crisp on the exterior, but it feels nice and soft. And just going inside of it, you can see inside the waffle is fully cooked, so it does cook you up a nice little mini waffle. Now I want to talk to you about cleaning the waffle maker. Basically when you clean it, you're supposed to unplug it first, let it cool down fully, and then you can use like a warm soapy dishcloth to clean things, and then a wet one to wipe things down afterwards, and then dry things off fully. Don't use anything abrasive. And of course never submerge the waffle maker in water, and you can't put anything in the dishwasher. And they say if anything gets stuck on the plates, that you should be able to put some oil on it and wait about 5 to 10 minutes, and then you can wipe it off with a sponge or a soft bristled brush. So let's talk about the warranty. The waffle maker comes with a 1-year warranty out of the box. You can extend that to 2 years if you join a program that they have in their documentation. But you can see that the waffle maker, it's able to cook up your little mini waffles if that's what you like, and so it does a decent enough job with that. And so I wanted to mention, nothing in this video is sponsored, nothing given to me, and so there's lots of ways to help out the channel. You can always check out my blog, superwaveovenrecipes.com. Again, that's superwaveovenrecipes.com. There's lots of written recipes there. Also, buy me a coffee link there. Also in the video description, there are things like my cookbook, merch, membership, donations, link to the Amazon shop where you pay the same price, help the channel. Also buy me a coffee link there as well. And so with all of that said, if you did like the video, please do give it a thumbs up, share the video with a friend, leave your comments, subscribe, hit that notification icon, and good eating.